Hey you guys, Carl Wockner here. I'm coming at you with a new rig rundown of all of my new equipment and up-to-date stuff that I'm using for my live looping shows. First of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Please click the subscribe button and the notification, and hopefully you'll see some of the new stuff when I bring it out. I just filmed a new live looping cover, so that'll be out in a couple of days as well. Anyway, let's roll straight into the equipment that I'm using. First of all, we'll work with the microphones and guitar. This is a Maton guitar. This is a Maton brand, M-A-T-O-N. They're an Australian guitar. They sell them all over the world and they sound incredible. I've played almost every guitar you could possibly name and love a lot of them, but second to none are the electronics in this baby. So let me just play you something. It's just, there's no EQ. This is just, you know, nice and flat, beautiful. A little bit of reverb and that's it. Nice and crisp and clear. It goes really low, and the cool thing about it for my live looping stuff, you can really you can really bash on it and wear it out. I've only had it for a couple of years, but you can see a lot of wear. I kind of destroy my guitars, and this one's very difficult to destroy. But I will say, also a few people have been interested in exactly what this is. It's an incense stick holder, and I've kind of cut the end off and put some Velcro on there and taped it to my guitar. Trying to get that snare tone, that sort of wood blocky sort of thing. So when you're laying down a drum beat, it's really handy, and I kind of like it. So you're welcome to do the same thing. Microphone wise, I've got this SM58 with a switch so I can mute it whenever I like, and also on my pedal board down here, I've got a foot switch mute from Stomp Beat. These are actually made in Australia as well. The cool thing about these guys, it's popless, which means it doesn't pop when you hit the, that's kind of obvious, I guess. Over here, this is a new edition, very new, shiny, well, not really shiny, satin matte edition of the Shure KSM8. So you might be familiar with the KSM8 and the KSM9. The 9 is a condenser version, the 8 is a dynamic version. It's actually got two dynamic capsules, and the second one is phase reversed, facing the opposite direction. So basically all that means is it gives you a really tight pickup zone, and it sounds kind of like a condenser mic, and you don't get a lot of the live feedback issues that you would have with a typical condenser. Love this microphone, sounds incredible. All right, straight down here from the guitar, I go into my wireless pack. I've got a Shure GLXD 16. This is a nice bang for buck, really robust gig ready situation for anybody looking to go wireless. The cool thing about this also is it's got a pedal tuner down here. This is actually the receiver that you'll see. So it's an all metal design, really robust, absolutely love it. Going straight into my Boss TU3. I've tried so many different tuners that I keep coming back to this TU3. I've tried them because I like to think, oh, maybe I'll get something smaller or lighter or whatever, but nothing for me compares to this tuner. And tuners most of them shouldn't affect sound by any means, but my advice when buying a tuner, find something that you really like the display of, which this is it for me. It's nice and quick, super quick response, and I just love the brightness of it, especially in a highlight situation. If you play in a daytime gig, this thing is fantastic. Moving right along, I'll show you the patch order actually that I'm running here. So we got the TU3 coming straight out. We go into the Spark boost. So this is just a volume boost. All it does is bump it up a couple of dB. So the difference, the reason I think this is very important for anybody, not just a live looping artist, is if you're playing. This is your strumming volume here. And then you go to fingerpick, and it's quiet in comparison. So where I would typically use this is I just bump that on if I'm gonna. Turn it off when I'm strumming. So super handy pedal. Very good bang for buck, this TC electronic Spark. From there, I go straight into this Wampler Tumnus. This is one half of the secret, or 2/3 of the secret of my overdrive tone. Absolutely love this pedal. It's a clone copy, which means the gain is kind of unique to this style of overdrive pedal. Coming straight from here into my Super Octave, my Boss OC3. This is hands down my favorite octave pedal, and the reason being is because I can really set the tone specific to what I desire. I have it on the poly setting, which is a polyphonic setting. It makes sure it's not super warbly. If you really want to go crazy, you can get 2 octaves down, but for me, that's too low. Poly setting, and then over here, the trick with setting your octave, a lot of people struggle with this. I would suggest turning these way down. All you do is you play your guitar, you know, the volume that you wish kind of thing, just to get a nominal signal, and then engage the pedal and bring the direct signal up, so that when the pedal's engaged or not, you're matching the volume of your guitar. This is the trick, is the octave level, which is the sub-octave dial, then you would just bring this up enough that you start hearing that sub-octave. A lot of people do that a little too much, and then it just takes over all of the sound, but really what you want is a nice crisp, you know, non-octave direct signal mixed with that solid octave, and that'll give you that beautiful boost, beautiful warm tone too. Straight from the OC3, I go into the HXFX. This is relatively new in the Line 6 lineup. I absolutely love this pedal, and almost apart from the cool tones that I can get out of this, love the stereo reverbs that it has, but mostly the reason that I bought this pedal was to counteract it, to work with my overdrive here. So this drive has got an effects loop, and it's got a parametric EQ and a reverb just on this one pedal. The cool thing about the HX, same with the Helix and the HX Stomp, is you can have multiple effects patched up to the same foot switch. So what this actually does is it engages a parametric EQ specific to what I want only to use with the overdrive. So when I press this button, it engages a parametric EQ, puts a high and low pass filter, so it brings my acoustic guitar more into an electric guitar frequency range. Then it runs out the effects loop into my Wampler Tumnus, back into the HXFX, into the reverb, stereo reverb, and then through my whole signal chain. So it gets, to me, the best acoustic overdrive tone, which nobody's seeking, but I'm seeking. I'm the only idiot apparently who wants to overdrive an acoustic guitar. This is what it sounds like. Let me give you a little taste. Beautiful, beautiful. And actually it's a pretty cool combination, having this and the OC3, just for a little, you know, a little octave. Anyway, love it to bits. Right, from there we go straight into the RC300. Best looper I've ever used. Absolutely love this looper. You don't need software to run it. It's not an Ableton looper. You can go crazy nowadays with a lot of MIDI foot switching and connectivity. But I love the usability of this, keeping it simple with 3 tracks. I would love to add a couple of features onto this, so I'm looking forward to working with Boss in the future when they bring out the updated version of this, or the newer version of this. Just to have more outputs essentially, and a couple of other little features here. But from here, I go straight into 4 DIs. I've got a couple of Radial Pro D2s here. So there's 4 channels going in, 4 guitar channels coming out. Straight over to currently in my studio setup, which is my Universal Audio Apollo. And then my vocals going into an LA610 into the Apollo, into my DAW, into my Mac. So, and out, but you would run it into your mixer or your live mixing desk. So currently, most of my live shows, unless they're big shows that we have crazy sound check capabilities, most of the time I'm running 5 channels. So four guitar DIs and 1 vocal microphone. And I can make the DIs mono as well, so I can just run 2 mono DIs and a vocal microphone if I need to do a limited audio setup. So that's basically my entire rig rundown, except for my monitoring situation. So I go into whatever I'm recording into, or into whatever the live console is. I come back out. I've got my my Shure PSM 300 rig. It's got a little belt pack here. It's got a transmitter and receiver, and then I've got my brand new. These are brand new, so they're a little tight. But my Alclair audio Spires. These are incredible. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my little rig rundown. Check out some of my videos so you can hear exactly what I'm doing with this stuff. I've put a brand new video out today. I don't know if that translates to online yet, but essentially it's within a couple of days of this video that you guys will be seeing. So please check it out. If you've got any questions, please hit me up on any of my social media, website, anywhere, wherever you're at. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for following and liking my stuff. Happy looping, everybody. Why did I just say that? Happy looping. Happy looping, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.